but I wrote speeches for ministers who made announcements that had significant impacts, and I wrote over a dozen of them. I got feedback from ministers on the speeches that I wrote. So that was my foray into government, and it set a standard that allows me to still engage in a way that's perhaps less fearless, more, just very open and receptive to what I can learn. And one of the most important things I learned is that when I'm thinking about policy for this province, although 70% of the population is in southern Ontario, 70% of the land is in northern Ontario, and 30% of the people are there, and the policies I provide advice on need to be as useful, tangible, and relevant elsewhere. I moved on to education, and I worked on the Civil Act review. Education is one of those areas of government where virtually everyone has an opinion. I was at the Safe Schools Act review consultations across Ontario. I worked on developing policy and guidance and interjurisdictional research and advice on what alternative discipline models can look like. I did that as an intern. The timing was right for those opportunities to be there, but I would just encourage people to be really open to seizing the opportunities. And the OPS is like any other organization. Connectivity in any manner, in any form, is going to yield fruitful results.
So I'm going to ask one more question. I have a lot, but I will open up the questions to the floor. If you could just describe what the recruitment process is like, both for the internships as well as maybe the new grads. What is the application process like? So they fill out an application online, and then what happens?
Do you want me to do the intern, or you want to do it?
I would just speak very generally, and then I'll let my colleagues take over. So in terms of the internships and summer opportunity programs, I don't believe a resume cover letter is actually required. They have a series of questions that they ask standard across the board. So it's all online, and you just fill out those answers, and then it goes into this big pool. Typically for the internship program, there's over thousands of applications that we receive, so of course fairly competitive. And then once you pass, if you get selected through the initial application process, then there is a test, usually like a communications test or a presentation. And then after that, there will be a face-to-face interview with the panel, reference checking, and then that's when the whole, then you get offered a position. This whole process sounds really quick, but it does take some time. If you apply in January, you're likely to hear back in April. So you're on the edge of your seat for a few months, but don't be surprised. It happens when you have to weed through thousands of applications. I think similarly that happens for the summer experience programs as well, just that it's a little bit faster. It's probably